Welcome back from the break, Rams. We're nearly done with the semester, just 2 weeks remain before finals. And through the last 8 months, we've seen many moments that have made this stalwart experience special. But which moments stick out the most? That's what I'll be highlighting tonight on Cack's Closeout, which starts right now. And actually, Cack's Closeout won't just be me tonight because it's going to be the four of us. The Tuesday night sports panel is here for a trip down memory lane.
And have we seen disappointment this year? Of course we have. But don't let them distract you from what the Rams actually had going for them this year. Because if you think about it, there's actually quite a lot.
So with that, it's time to count down our top picks for the top 10 CSU sports moments of the academic year.
Starting with number 10.
And now, CTV Sports brings you our top 10 CSU athletic moments of the year. Number 10.
Wow, so the Canvas Classic was definitely awesome. Yep. Dylan, I know you were excited about that. We were both there. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, it was a really exciting event to be at. You had the back-to-back games, first Rocky Mountain and Pooter in the opener, Fort Collins Fossil Ridge in the closer. It was just, it was really great to see a bunch of high school ball getting played at Canvas Stadium. Just getting to see those kids all wide-eyed as they're entering that giant stadium it was a treat. What did you think of it, Payton?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, but from here on out, Colorado high school football, like state champions for 4A and 5A, are going to start being played at Canvas Stadium.
Yep.
So I think that'll be awesome.
It's giving CSU a ton of hype, and those high school recruits might want to come here just from playing at Canvas Stadium.
Big
Exactly,
time.
Yeah. And I mean, they're bringing back the Canvas Classic next year, so we'll see those four teams again here. I believe it's in October, so that'll be exciting.
I think that's going to be awesome because I think the championships were at Mile High for like 18, 20 years almost, a really long time. So it's kind of nice to see it switching up. I mean, they already added the 6A this year, right, for CHSA. So they're switching things up, but I think it's going to be great for CSU personally. I mean, thank God they didn't pick it to be at Boulder. So, I mean, they've been getting so much hype this year. So it's kind of nice to see that Fort Collins is getting in love with that.
Yeah. Give us the hype at least.
We've got one up on Coach Prime now. So.
I know we have high school football at least. So that's I mean we've talked about it all year. Yep. I think personally some people here would have wanted to put that at number 1, but we won't name any names.
Maybe someone.
And all right, putting high school behind us, it's time for what we have at number 9.
Number 9.
Is your
Boyle's kick way off. There is a flag.
Running into the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Michael Boyle to win the game. He's got it. And the nation's longest losing streak is over. Colorado State comes into Reno. And Jay Norvell gets the last laugh.
You know, personally here, I would have had that a little higher on my list, but, you know, I got a soft spot for football and Norvell. That was his first win, and it was over his former team. So, I mean, to me, that was an awesome moment. I'll respect it at 9, but definitely could have been higher.
I don't know. I just think with the season that we had, for one, and for two, that was the only, like the field goal was the only offensive points they had in the whole game. Like it really wasn't a good game.
let's not forget that this team, they came in with the longest losing streak stretching back to last year. They were in a dark place, and I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
We will look back at that as the first win of Norvell's career, especially against his old team, and that will hold fond memories for years. What do you think, Leah?
I mean, right. A win's a win on paper, so it could be ugly, but they don't write that down. So I think, I love Jay Norvell. Like, you've been able to go to all those, spring games and the practices and stuff. So I think it's been, finally starting to get going, and that game started that. Even though there wasn't much afterwards, it didn't really, snowball enough. Yeah. But I think it was a cool moment for sure. Like, nothing beats, defeating your old team. And
I just think for Norvell. It was such
for
a
him.
special moment, and then just the team's first win after the huge losing streak. Just a big moment for the overall football program.
Yeah, I agree.
This game also made the Buffs the only winless team.
Yes, that's so
it
right.
had a lot of benefits to it, which is good news.
We look at it, it was a 3-9 season, but that's how Norvell started at Nevada with 3-9. We talked about it, and then he led to several winning seasons. So, I mean, winning ways are in order for the Rams, I feel like.
We keep talking about it. We're like, okay, we just got to get through that one season, and then we're going to get there. So I think it's looking up. I think it's going to be good. And okay, that was 2 football ones right out of the gate. Honestly, not what you'd expect given CSU's record a season ago. But in any case, we've come to number 8.
Number 8.
This one also ranks really high for me because being able to watch Tom Hilbert at my time here, he is one of the best, most successful coaches, honestly, I've ever seen.
Maybe the most.
He is. I think he actually has the most winningest seasons at CSU ever in history. And I believe he had he had 26 Mountain West, tournament wins alone. Yeah. And going to the the NCAA tournament so many times, and he just cares about those girls as people and really just wants to get to know them and make them better as human beings, let alone athletes. So I'm really going to miss Tom Hilbert.
I think his biggest thing was his consistency.
Yes.
They were just always good.
Yes.
Tom always knew what to say, always knew what adjustments to make, and they always made him in the game, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah, you look at Tom Hilbert, he just had a special aura about him. When you watched him on the bench, when you were at CSU volleyball, you could just feel that something was truly different when he was coaching a game.
100%. I think it was really interesting. He was inducted into the CSU Hall of Fame in 2006.
Wow.
And I found that interesting just because then for him to go on and coach even for so long after.
I
think it was great in 2006.
It kept getting better.
Yeah.
He had a Hall of Fame career and then coached 15 years after that. You don't see that often.
You don't see that. And
I thought that was so cool.
And like you said, Mike, I think he was always very composed is what I've known. And super even keel, you just wanted to be there to win, but also, again, he never really got that rattled from what I noticed. So that's I think that's huge.
He always credited his team.
Yes.
In press conferences, all he did was talk about
so
his team.
humble. Everything was about everyone else. So we're definitely going to miss him. And while I think we all knew Tom Hilbert would crack the top 10 at some point, it's truly amazing what he built here at CSU, and hopefully it can continue with first-year head coach Emily Cohan. But okay, here's number 7.
Number 7.
I think that this is so cool, not only with the new field and stadium and everything, they also did the improved fan seating, new dugouts, the netting, the lighting. I think this was so awesome for CSU to do.
This was a great investment.
Most definitely.
There's no way anyone could say this was a bad investment.
Yeah,
just for the softball team, for the sports program as a whole.
I think it's great. The Bohemian Foundation's donation is what funded the whole thing,
too. Huge deal.
Yeah, they're always huge for any kind of sports donations.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Just for the overall softball team, and they're winning games this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, being in that new stadium, everyone wants to come out. We got to sell out a crowd there.
Definitely.
Well, and like looking at it too, these girls, there almost wasn't a softball program. Like we've been talking about that a lot. And so for them to come from almost, nothing 20 years ago, and now they have this awesome field at home playing in front of the entire community, everyone around them, like you said, they're winning. Like, that is the biggest thing of having your own field. So I think it's really awesome.
I think the big thing has been that community aspect.
Yes.
Because the community has really come around and rallied around this softball team this spring. You've been seeing the support, you've been seeing the fans get out, and just you can feel that there's a hype and a buzz around CSU softball again, and it's really great to see.
Well deserved.
Yeah, I met a fan actually there, and I asked if he had a daughter on the team, and he goes, no, my daughter played, back when the program almost got cut, but he's been supporting them ever since. He goes to almost every single home game.
So awesome.
How awesome is that? That's what I love about CSU. There are a lot of old, not old, but loyal fans that stick around, which I think is really cool.
Definitely.
And if you tuned in during last Thursday's news show, Madeline Davis gave you an even deeper insight into the significance of the Rams' new ballpark. You can check it out on our YouTube page. But regardless, let's move on to moment number 6.
Number 6.
Well, I mean, we already touched on it at the beginning of the show with Mike, but I mean, 26 strokes better than their best in the Mountain West Championship. It's truly some historic stuff.
I mean, the biggest stage, and you put on that kind of performance, that is just special. I've never seen anything like that. 26 strokes.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, in golf, I know probably a lot of people don't know the golf term. But 26 strokes is an insane number to be under.
I mean, I know you love watching the Masters. You're just a golf fan in general. Not really related, but I'm super proud of these girls. It's a really good accomplishment.
Yeah. Definitely. It was their first top 3 finish at the championship since 2018.
Wow.
So they broke a few records.
One, honestly.
Yeah,
true.
I know, honestly.
There's just so many good moments. It's hard to choose.
There's way too many to look at, but yeah,
They're
this one was
killing
awesome. And all right, we've reached the midway point. Here's what we have at number 5.
Number 5.
Sarah Carter broke the indoor 5K, the indoor 3K, and the outdoor 5K all in one season.
Wow.
It's been truly incredible. I mean, Carter, I've gotten a chance to speak with her. She's been injured these past couple seasons, and she's come to CSU, and she's just absolutely torn it up. She had no expectations coming into this season, but then to break 3 school records, breaking 1's hard enough, but 3, it's truly unreal.
I think, too, this is just proves why sports are so great because players are able to come back. We look at players even this year, too, Isaiah Stevens being hurt, coming back, and to break all of those records just says everything about, determination and all that grit on, the work that she had to put in.
And I mean, 5Ks, 3Ks.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Those are hard races, especially to cut that much time off each race. That is an insane feat.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
It's hard to train for, and then it's even harder to compete, and so just an incredible job.
Yeah.
Definitely. A little bit more of a shocking statistic on this one. She was the first All-American woman for CSU since 1997.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, she killed it.
A long time, yeah. Comeback story of the year, Sarah Carter's. And there were so many moments we could have selected from track. The Rams have dominated all season long. But okay, here's moment number 4.
Number 4.
All right, McKenna Hofschild, do we really need to say more? I have, been pretty vocal all year. I think I might be her biggest fan. She is just, I can't say it enough. I have so much respect for her. I am so thankful that we get to see her for another year.
Yep.
She, Mountain West Player of the Year.
Yep.
It's McKenna Hofschild.
And AP honorable mention.
Yes.
Yep.
And she continues to amaze me every day.
She's just so efficient, the way she can get to the basket, the way she can dish the ball. She just does it all on the court, really just does it all for the Rams.
Yep.
She just didn't make mistakes this year. She just had what might be the perfect season, and then next year she's looking to have an even more perfect season, if that's possible.
If it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys said it. She's incredible.
She's insane. She's like, I've made the reference before, she's like Jokic. They just expect her to go in and just be amazing, and she was. So.
She does.
And I mean, if we didn't mention Hofschild during this segment, I think our director, Brandon, might as well fire us all. And what's crazy is that Hofschild still has one more year left. I couldn't be more excited for what she has in store for her senior campaign. But okay, we're nearing the end, so let's see what's at number 3.
Number 3.
All right, so volleyball, we've talked about them a lot, but this is their first ever sellout, border war, whiteout, just an unmatched atmosphere.
I mean, this game just had everything. That atmosphere in that stadium was crazy all night long. Those fans were relentless all night long.
Again, Tom Hilbert, this year wasn't exactly, his most amazing season, like coming with stats, but this, I think, was his first sellout. So, that's a huge high note for him and these girls. And it got a lot of, buzz and talk about volleyball, which is always good to see.
I think overall, this probably was the biggest fan experience we had the whole
year
with any sport. I think this is the most fans we had there and the most invested they were.
Sure. And they stayed the entire time. Yeah. And, I think so, too. Even with basketball this year, I can't remember when we've had a sellout crowd. Not like that. No. It was awesome.
I think the biggest thing to say is just it was so well-deserved. For Tom and the team, I just think it was such a cool experience.
Yeah, yep, I agree. And just like track volleyball could have had its fair share as well, the season opener against North Carolina at Moby also comes to mind. Perhaps Stanford or Kentucky next year will make 2024's list. But that's enough volleyball love. On to moment number 2.
Number 2.
I think swim and dive, this is an accolade that isn't talked about a lot, but such a huge, very, very cool one to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to really admit this, but I did not know this
No,
until we
either.
started talking about this. So that is insane. For any kind of sport, not losing in 2 full seasons, that is just an insane feat for anyone.
And I got a chance, to talk to some of these girls, and all they really want is support, and to have. It's not like they're a bad program.
Yeah,
they are.
Never been bad.
They are way, way, way above the mark of being absolutely outstanding. So I think that they don't get enough credit at all, and this is a huge accomplishment.
I mean, they deserve a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, they deserve way more.
They never get it.
You look at track, golf, and then especially swim and dive. These are some of our elite programs that we have here that just don't get talked enough about.
Yeah.
I mean, that swim and dive team going undefeated in duels is just, it's unreal. They know how to show when the pressure's down.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
And that's just going to be our job here at CTV. That's we gotta get these guys noticed. And well, we've reached our top moment. The voice of CTV Sports, take it away.
Number 1.
Clock starts on the pickup. Stevens takes the 3. Jackpot with 5.3. Again, a chance to work the baseline. Rivera to trigger. Floats ahead. Stevens with the catch. 1 second left. Front half corner goes. We're tied at 70. Jackpot in Vegas for Isaiah Stevens. 10 seconds left. Tajay pivots. The freshman Jackson. Here's Stevens. Step back. He did it again. With 3.4, Colorado State leads by 1. You have got to be kidding me.
Colorado State comes on the road. Isaiah Stevens, 2 huge shots down the stretch.
In all honesty, those highlights speak for themselves. I mean, obviously great plays, but just watching them, you just see what Stevens did. An insane feat. Basically 2 game winners, 1 game tire. Could have been 2 game winners there. Just insane shots he had. Don't what do you think?
Just truly insane. You look at like the way he was just chucking up those shots. They didn't look like they were going in under any circumstance. I throw those are 4 feet off the backboard. But for him, they're just all money.
Yeah,
what do you think, Leah?
33 points. I mean,
just nuts.
The one word two words actually I have written down for this are ridiculous and speechless.
There you go.
Because if you think about it, he comes up time and time again. Like, again, so expected for him to have a showing like that. I rewatch that all the time. Like, it is such a memorable moment. I mean, I know Barstool had, it was on everybody's page. Everyone was posting it, and it makes sense.
I mean, it's probably easily the biggest singular moment in CSU sports this year. Obviously, I think the volleyball one was a bigger, overall moment.
Yeah.
The singular moment, that was probably the biggest one CSU had.
I feel passionate about this one.
Yeah.
I just love watching that video. I think Isaiah Stevens is such an amazing athlete. You mentioned he had, those 2 shots were incredible, but he had 33 points the whole game.
9 assists, and
100%.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes, he was the king of the world. No one could stop him.
He's insane.
And it was funny, we go back to Vegas, obviously, for the, Mountain West tournament, and he, everyone was like, he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. And he almost did. And
a foot off.
He was so close, and he, had such a slow first half, unfortunately, but you can't, it's so much to put on. And
he has all the pressure on.
He has all the pressure on him. Everyone's expecting to make those shots again. But, I mean, at the end, it was just it was heartbreaking. But we won't focus on that. He did. The first time at UNLV, it was great.
Huge shots.
Huge shots. But, yeah, we just had some awesome moments this year.
Hopefully we get him back next year.
I know. I'm rooting for him, but
I'm saying right now, if we get him back, that's a tournament run right there.
I think so too.
I honestly do too.
Stevens and Hofschild, they were great this year. Imagine how much better they would be next year.
A year from now, and with people that are veterans on the team that they're bringing in and working with those players that have experience is going to be huge. Definitely. And well, Ram fans, that is all the sports action we have for you tonight. Be sure to catch the final episode of CTV Cooks tomorrow as Gideon and Julie put their recipes head to head. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you then.